So I would like also to introduce myself. I'm Maria Perifanou. I come from Greece, from Thessaloniki. I am a technology enhanced learning expert, project manager and senior researcher at the Smart and Mobile Interactive Lab of the University of Macedonia, that it is located in Thessaloniki. I'm also adjunct professor in applied linguistics in Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, the Department of Italian Language Studies, and I teach Italian for academic purposes and other topics, and I do also training to our future language teachers. And I also work as an adjunct academic staff at Hellenic Open University in the Master of Teaching English Second Language, and I am teaching the topic of computer-assisted language learning. And I am a trainer on call for the last 15 years. So I really love this opportunity that I have now to work with you online, and I see that we have here more people and from different parts of the world, and it's quite interesting and challenging because we can work together and we can, let's say, exchange our experiences. So I'm sharing also my screen with you. One moment here to start. Okay. Okay, here it is. Okay. So what we're going to do today, I was, I think, super optimistic. I have, let's say, collected many things here, and I've planned many activities, but I think that I have done a selection yesterday that and the scenario is more feasible. So for the time that we have, so we are going to explore a little bit what Webquest 2 activities are and how they can be applied in language education. I had in mind two different scenarios on how we could work together. So one scenario was to show to you what is a Webquest activity and to ask you to collaborate on creating a Webquest activity scenario, something like this. And the other was to invite you to work and to, in fact, implement a Webquest 2 activity. So I chose the second one because I thought that it would, when you're trying to do something, you really understand it better. So learning by doing, this was the idea that I had. And this is what I'm going to do today with you. I have only 2-3 slides in the beginning with some theory about Webquest. Probably you have heard. What is a Webquest? Okay, I see also your comments. Okay, well, nice. Yes, Constantina, we will have also the recording, so you can also check later more things. But if you'd like, you can use the chat box also if you want. Okay, so let's start. First, we will have a little bit of theory, and then I will show you a Webquest scenario, how it is, a form, how you can also create such a form. And then I will also introduce you to two tools that I have chosen that they look very, very motivating and nice, but also very easy to use. So I can introduce to you these two tools for creating comics and creating infographics. And I will ask you to do it to work in groups to create something. So we will have also a hands-on activity. But this is a hands-on session mostly. This is why I will stop talking and only talking and show you things, and then you can also work. Okay, more or less this is the plan that I have in mind. This is the workshop's outline, the introduction, tools demonstration, but I will also invite you to do things together so we can do all together to explore these tools together. and then we can work and see what we will do. And I start with the introduction to Webquest 2. I don't know if you are aware of this methodology, activity. We can call it we can name it, and we can describe it in different ways. Is it a methodology? Is it an activity? Do you know? Have you ever heard Webquest without 2.0? Yes, no? We can have the chat here. We have the chat. If you want, we can also discuss with me. We're not so many, so we can have a nice discussion here. Okay, nice. Hi, Ala. So nice to see you here. Okay, it's in case you haven't heard about Webquest, this is a methodology. It's an activity. They are both. You can name it in both ways. That is an old one. You can see here that it was first, let's say, created by Dodge in 1995. Wow, a long time ago. So it was in the early, let's say, when we started exploring web. And it was one of the first discoveries for me, because I remember that I really liked this kind of activities. What it is a Webquest, an inquiry-oriented activity in which all the information that learners interact with comes from resources on the internet. So what we had at that times, it was only internet. So this was an activity, in fact, where we as teachers invited, let's say, our students to explore some resources that we gave to them in order to address a problem. It could be a problem, so we invited them to do a research in which they were working in groups. They had different roles in each group, so each member had a different role. And we gave them some tools. We gave them some information in the process, as we see. So introduction, we introduced the topic. Then we had the task. We said what would be the task of the activity. Then we said how would be this. We gave some, let's say, indications about the process. And then we offered the resources that were basically only some links that we had. And then we also gave them information about how, in what way this activity would be evaluated. And then in conclusion, we gave them information about what they will learn after the end of this activity. So basically, this is a process. This is how this is what an activity, a Webquest activity is. But the point is that we have the web. If you see in the word, the first part, it is the web, and the second one is a quest. So a question that can be, let's say, answered by exploring the web. That was the whole idea. And if you see here, with this, let's say, methodology, we could say, we could blend different kind of methodologies like critical thinking, cooperative learning, authentic assessment, technology integration, scaffolding model, cognitive and constructive theory. So in a way, we can see that here, in this way, in such an activity, we offer a blend of methodologies to our students, and it's not that they can, let's say, not develop not only their linguistic skills, but also other skills. And this was the first, let's say, first activities that were introduced in the classroom and were, let's say, web supported, or tech supported. So what is the Webquest 2 now? The Webquest 2 is... I
think we lost Maria.
Now, can you hear me?
We lost you for maybe 5 or 6 seconds. Now you're back.
Okay.
Maybe you can just repeat the last sentence.
So I said that, okay, I was talking about Webquest, and I said, what is now a Webquest 2? Because Webquest was something that had to do with web, as I said. And usually in this kind of activities, we used to work with links as resources. But now with the Webquest 2, the difference is that this is now an inquiry-oriented activity that takes place basically in a Web 2 enhanced social and highly interactive open learning environment, in which the learner can decide to create his own learning paths, choosing the Web 2 tools and the online resources needed for the completion of the final Webquest 2 product. So what does it mean in simple words? That again, you follow a certain process, those steps, and here we call them in the Webquest 2, we call them 6 learning circles plus 1. The 6 learning circles more or less are very common to what we had before. Here we have what we have added is also a warm-up, let's say, phase, an introduction. Then we have the task, the guidance and process, close and open evaluation, conclusion, and teachers, trainers, knowledge sharing. So what does all that mean? That we still have all the few steps, we have steps to follow. What we are researching can be also resources. We can have as, let's say, tools, can be our resources as before. But since we are now in Web 2 era, we can work not only on finding and exploring resources in order to, let's say, to resolve a problem or a question that is set as a task, but we give also tools to our students. We can give some tools, and we can give also resources if we want. I will show you more or less what we do in these parts. Here, okay. And what is the difference now? What you see here is just a plain, let's say, a web page on a wiki, where I have written here from one side these different steps that we say, the 7 circles of Webquest 2, and clicking on each of these, you can go and this can be linked to another page that you as teachers have created. So this is also easy to create in a Google Doc form, in a Google Doc. So when I first explored this, let's say, methodology and activity, I used Wiki as an environment. Now we have many more open, let's say, collaborative and open platforms where we can create content as teachers. So in fact, what you see here, it is a list, but each of these are connected to one page. Now I will click on that and to show you the template. I have created a template where I am just guiding you in case you want to use it, and I am just inform you what you can add to each of these. Let's say it can be later this one. You can link it to another page, a doc page with the activity. So in the first phase, what do you do? Let me open it a little bit so you can see it better. I don't know if you have any questions so far, because, okay, put the link for the course. Okay, thank you, Mikhail. Okay, so here, the first part is the warm-up. What you do in this case is, what you do in this case, it is to prepare some activity in order to introduce the context, So this is what we usually do when we are in our classroom and we want to introduce the topic of our, let's say, of our lesson. So here in the beginning, you can do an introductory activity and you can explore learners' needs. Then I will show you also an example. So I'm just now describing the activity, and then I will show you an example that we will try also to implement. So in the introduction, you can define the Webquest topic central idea. So what will be the central idea? So what you are going to work on. Then in the third part, you define the task. So what will be the task and what will be the overall task, let's say, and the individual task. As I said before, what we do in this activity is to work in groups. This is the most important thing. And then each member of the group has a different role, but all together, usually we have a group of 3 or 4 people, all together, they work in order to produce something in the end. So they work autonomously, we can say, but also in collaboration. Okay, so then we have the process, the guidance. Here are some instructions that can fully support learners to complete all the tasks correctly. So you just give some instructions, students are asking many questions. So it is a very good idea to have this part here where you just give some orientation. Even though you are there with them, you might be also, as we do it here, online. So it is good to have to give them some guidance, and they can understand more or less what they can do. And they can go back to this because it will be written. So then the next part is evaluation. So you can inform also the learners about the assessment tools and strategies. So how will they be evaluated for this activity? So it will be an evaluation in the end, it will be a test, it will be, I don't know, if it is online, it can be just like leave your comment or you put your like or whatever. It can be, you just need to describe how this activity will be evaluated in this part. In conclusions, you can ask, you can say what in fact they will learn in the end. But you can also discuss with them to share their impressions in the end. And now we have the possibility, since many of these activities are taking place online, you can just have also a space where people can also share what they have learned. The teacher's guide, in the end, it's something that we have added. It is, let's say, some instructions and ideas that you giving this activity, providing this activity, also not providing, it's not the right verb to use. When you're preparing such a scenario, it is very good in the end to provide some more information to other language teachers who might want to use it. And it's a wonderful idea when you have, this teaching made scenario that are ready. So you can take them, use them, and then you can also share some impressions. So in that case, when something like this, it is online and you share it as a resource, it is very good when other people can take this as a resource and then they practice it in the classroom. And then we say that it is a very nice practice, and you can also give some information, some feedback on how this, what went well and what went wrong. So in this teacher's guide, you can write also some things that you think that will be also very useful for your colleagues. And in the end, you can have this where you describe in the end the general context, the target group, and of your participants. You can give a very short description of the topic and the key learning goals, and 3 keywords, 3-4 that better describe your Webquest too. This could be a template where someone could, let's say, create and share it with other colleagues. So if you have, for example, a community of teachers at your school or university, and you share and you exchange, materials, this could be very nice. For example, in our Greek schools, as far as I know, of course, Francesca, of course. In our schools, from what I know, I don't know if Katerina is here or not, or if we have other colleagues from Greece. There are some repositories, open repositories, where teachers do this for all the subjects of the school. So it's wonderful to see how many nice and interesting activities all our teachers prepare, and then they have this place where they can go and search and find. And usually I say that because, for example, in specific organizations, you are working with the same, let's say, material. You have the same topics. So when someone creates an activity that is related to the handbook, for example, the English handbook that uses, is also very nice, because you know that it is a work, an activity that it is made for your the handbook that you are also using in your classroom. So that is the idea. This is something that you can find also in our Google Classroom. I have shared with you all this information. I will show you later. I'm going back here, but I'm telling you that if it is to create this online, it can be also beautiful as this one. So you can put colors, and you can create this kind of table, and then you can click on these different parts and the different, as I said, 7 circles, and provide all this information, but also now with putting some nice pictures, you can make it. It is important to make also attractive, let's say, environment to create attractive online environments, because people like them. And this is what I have seen from my experience. So if it is something nice, they have also an interest to use it. I think. So I continue after the Webquest template, okay, with an activity that I would like all of us to work with. I will show you this as an example, then I will show to you, and we will play a little bit with two tools that I have chosen, because they're not very difficult and we can work easily all together. So I am now, okay, let's go to this one, the Webquest to Safety on Internet Activity. One moment. I didn't want this one. Okay. Let me move this a little bit. Okay. Okay. This is the one that I want to open it. So what I have done here, it is to use a Google Doc. In this Google Doc, I have added this information, and I will show you a different perspective from what I have shown you before, because I wanted to show 2 different ways to do it. The first one would be like the one that I told you. You just provide this a question, a set of the set of the stages where you can interlink all the pages. The other way, just to make it more simple, is this one. So this is safety on internet. It is the topic that I have now. Let's see here. I just open it a little bit more. Okay. Safety on internet is our topic. So for the warm-up activity, okay, we can start a discussion. Are your students aware of the risk of using the internet in their daily life as a learning and teaching tool? So you can start a discussion with your students about the risk of using internet, so if they know the rules or not. I think that this is a topic that it is motivating, because nowadays our students are really work with technology and the internet all day, I would say. So it is good to have a discussion about this, because safety is really important. The introduction. Now we say we introduce the topic in the context of the celebration of the Safer Internet Day, that it is takes place on 9th of February. All teachers will organize activities related to this topic and will create and share all the material produced on a Padlet and then in an OER repository in order to share them with other colleagues. This is something that I will do in the end, so I will show you also how to do it. But the Padlet is something that you can do it also as well. So in this part, the introduction part, what we want to do is now we introduce the topic, and what we would like to do is to produce some material in order to help our students understand some how important it is to be safe in the internet. But in parallel, we would like also to help them and to support them develop some linguistic skills or intercultural skills, which are, now we are going to the task. The task that we will try also to do all together here is to create a language activity with a topic, create a short list of tips, rules for safety on internet, addressing specific language needs like grammar, vocabulary, whatever of your students. You are invited to use one or more of the proposed resources and web tools that are described in the following steps. In simple words, what I'm asking you to do later is to create a short list of 5 or 10 tips or rules for safety on the internet. In order to do this, you can use some tools. I will propose two. One that it will be a tool for infographic, and one it will be a tool for comics. So you will present them, you will create a nice presentation using these tools. And then based on this, you will also, you can create also an activity. So it can be an activity like see this, and then it can be a comprehensive activity and tell me what you understand, or you can, it can be a grammar activity, for example, check the rules presented, and then use the, I don't know, the imperative mode. So you can think of something of an activity based on the presentation that you will have created. Of course, when you are going to create this activity, it is good to have in mind that there is a specific target group of students. You need to provide this information so other colleagues can also use this activity as well. So the duration, you can give some information about the activity that you are going to create, the level, the duration, the type, tools, if resources, what you are going to select here to use. So now, since we are talking about group work activities, and I told you before about this Webquest, that each member of the group has a specific role. Here I gave these roles. So more or less, you will all work to create this nice presentation that I told you, and also this activity. So one person can be responsible for exploring resources in order to write the text and the exercise. So, so which tools, which tips and rules I can find. So you can explore a little bit on the internet what it is out there. So of course you can also have your ideas and you can write your own ideas. And someone will be the script curator. Another person could be the one who is going to find some images. So we'll explore a little bit if there is. So I will give you, let's say, resources for all these steps. So if you want to find images, videos, and all this, it is also okay. It is also very okay. A nice activity, I think, very, very interesting. The tech curator will be the responsible for working with software. So there will be one person who is going to be in charge of the tool that you are going to use. So everyone will see how this works and we will work together now in a while. But one will be responsible in order to put inside all these things that the other members also will gather. So if I want a message, if I want an image, I can ask my another member who is responsible for the images to give me, or if I want to embed a video, for example. The tech curator, as I said, will be this one, and in the last, we have also a coordinator who is in charge of coordinating all the activities, and in the end we'll see if everything is ready, and in order to upload the final, let's say, video and the whatever presentation and the activity on the Padlet. So we will have here a Padlet also, I will show you later, where we can share what we will do. In the next step, that it is the process guidance, here what we usually do in these activities is to provide some instructions. So you now know, for example, that there are 4 different roles, but I can give more instructions to each of these, to each member. So the script curator, what can the script curator do? So will be responsible for exploring the resources in order to write the text, as we said before in the exercise. So I say here that, for example, you can use Google Advanced Search or SlideShare, because in SlideShare there are many different presentations regarding tips and rules for safety on the internet, where you can explore and maybe you can find something. So what you can do is to do this kind of research and to try to draft your first language activity. It can be a grammar activity, a reading one, a listening comprehension activity, depending on what you are going to create. The second role, that it is a multimedia curator, I give also here 2 links, the Creative Commons and the OER Commons, where you can find images that are free to use. So it is also, I'm giving a support to this one. The tech curator, I give here the links to the tools and also the guides. And I have here also additional tools for those who would like to explore something else and not those 2 that I have selected. They are more for proficient users. And for the coordinator, I give here some information about something that I'm going to do as a coordinator here. And it's about what license you can add to your activity when you would like then in the end to upload it and share it with the world. But in this case, we will just share it on, you will just share it on the Padlet, and then I will show you how to share it on the OER Commons platform, where we have created a group there in order to share also other materials that we are going to create in the context of our webinar series. So here I give also some useful tips. So which one tool is for what level? So easily it is for intermediate users. So it is very, very easy to do. For advanced user, you can also create tuning tool. Those two we will try to explore. And Screencastify, that is super easy as well. And for proficient user, it is Poundtoon, another tool that it is also very nice. You can create animated videos. I propose also another activity, saying that in such activities you can also you can create an activity in which you ask your students to create their own online material and to use specific tools. So if you see, for example, now that this Toonie tool, for example, where you create your comics is super easy, I can tell you that it is super easy to invite your students also to create their own cartoons during your lesson. So it is very easy to do it, and they will have really fun with this. So the evaluation will be, I'm going to the next part. The evaluation will be shared on this. It will be this part where you share what you will do on the Padlet, and the comments of the other and the feedbacks and likes, as I say here, will be the evaluation of this activity. And in the conclusions, what I ask here is that if you like the whole idea is if the point of this activity is if you like the Webquest activity, and we will discuss about this. So one other thing that I'm providing, and I am just giving to the participants, is because we have all these steps and we are discussing about group work. I'm also giving a number of 4 groups, as you say here. I have also created an environment where you will be able to work as a group. So if I click on this one, the group 1, for example, this is also good to have in mind when you are going to, if you are going to work with your students in this way, you provide them with an environment, a working space. So where you can, because all together, as I said before, each member is going to work individually, but in fact, in collaboration as well. So each of you will have different tasks, for example, in a group, but you will need to put all these things somewhere. So this is a space where you can add your ideas. You can use here, so you can do some brainstorm. So what will be the topic, what we are going to topic. Now we have a topic, we know what we're going to do, but more or less you can just draft some ideas about the safety rules. Here you can, the person who will be responsible for the text, you can write here, let's say, tips of rules for safety on the internet, but of course all the others can also contribute in all of these tasks, okay? So this is space where you can write you can prepare the language activity for whom it is, so you can give some information about the activity. This is a space where you can add tools and resources if you want. So you can write here, we have used this tool or the other tool in order to prepare the presentation and the activity. You can give here some information about that. And here you can add your final activity. So we need here, let's say, a presentation about, based on the use of these tools that I will present you. So it can be a photo, an image of the infographic or the comic that you will create. And then after this image, you can have also the text of the learning activity. But again, it can be a link of what you will create, and a link, and also the activity here. So we will see how you will do it. I don't know if you have any questions because I'm talking for many minutes here. Any ideas, any first comments about that? Okay, so here it is. I don't see any questions. Okay. Okay. Now, in simple words, what we want to do is, what I invite you to do is to write a short list of 5-10 tip rules for safety on the internet and use one of the recommended tools, either Easily or Tool. I will just show you how they are used and we can explore all together these two tools. And based on this, you can create, based on the presentation that you will create, you will just write a short linguistic activity. It can be something simple, but we just need to see how how you can implement this activity, this methodology, and how you can use these tools. Share your activity on Padlet and use also the workspaces that I have shown to you. I will, of course, share with you all the links, but I just wanted to show you here that in our Google Classroom, I have added here, this is a template. Those are the guides for for the tools, plus 2 more tools. This is the Padlet, and here are all, here you can find also the spaces. So here in our Google Classroom, we have everything here. And also the slides of this presentation will be uploaded here. Okay, Vicky, have a nice day. Thank you for coming. Okay, so I'm just presenting you now these 2 tools that you are invited to work with, and they are very, very, as I said, first of all, before I go and do the practical part, I just wanted to show you here. One moment. It doesn't change. Okay. If you click on the guide, so I start with Easily. It is easy, so I start with Easily. Okay. I have also created some. These are things that are created by me. What I want to show to you is that also when you are creating such an activities in order to implement these tools and to work with in your classroom, it is good to provide with some easy guidance to your students. So even though you will be there or not, I don't know, but constantly not, of course, it is good to have a step-by-step guide to see how this works. You can also demonstrate, as I will do, but it is good to know the steps and to have it as a guide also for next and other activities in future. It is good to provide them with such a guide. So this is what I have done for this. It was easy to do, just a few, let's say, information, step-by-step guide, and some screenshots. So I'm just showing this to you first, the guide, and then we will do it all together. So I'm just trying to. Okay, so first of all, this is a website. Okay, I can also share it with you now, so you can have it. It is called Easily. Okay. This is a place, this is, as it says here, this is an online graphic design tool which allows users to create infographics using different templates, objects, media, backgrounds, fonts. User can export the infographics in high quality PDF, JPEG, and PNG formats, but it is also, you can also share a link. You can do it also like this. It's a good resource for making presentations, case studies. It is very user-friendly, and you can also, it has a very nice, have access to full library of infographic, templates, illustrations, images. So we see it now, and then we will explore it together. So you can go to easily, as I said, okay, I shared this with you. You can sign up for free. You can, if you have a Facebook or Google account, you can just, just as you see here, you can easily log in without any other registrations. The second step that you do, the second step is just, if you see here, there is a blank template, but if you see here, there are more than 6 million visuals created. It's unbelievable, eh? But what you do is you just go there and you click the blank template. I will do it in a few minutes. All right, okay, nice. Thank you, Spirula and Juliana. Hi, Juliana. And then we have the third step that, in fact, this is what you see. This is the area that you see. It's a nice place where you can explore images, text, background. The background is already there. You can choose between the different backgrounds. Templates are already there, and videos. I will show you that, because here you cannot see it, but you can, there are even more things that you can add. So you can have this place, this template where you can add, for example, a video from YouTube. And now in the end, you can resize, save, download, and share it. So you can do so many things with this, in the end, with what you will create. What we want in our case, it is a shareable link. But if you want also, you can take also a picture of what you will do. But share by email, it says. But the point is that you have numbers of ways to share this. So I am going to open this and pass from the theory to practice. I will just click on that. Okay, this is the environment here. Okay, I want to log in. Okay, I log in with my Google account. I click on that. I choose my institutional one. And here we are. This is something that I tried yesterday. I'm just going to the blank one. Okay. You can also do it with me, eh? So you can all open and do this process, and then come here to this one, to this place, where we can do very nice things together. So here you see, here it says graphics. If I click on this, I can find icons, photos, animations. I can upload my photographs if I want, or even put some lines. Upload, drag drop images, animation. Look how many wonderful. You can search, of course. There are hundreds of things that you can find here. Photos, again, you can search and you can find whatever you want. Icons. So this is the text. You can add text. Here it is a background. I can use a background here. Okay. I can use a template for my infographic. It can be any of these templates. There are also different categories. So let's say that you can select what you would like. for example, this one. Okay, you can, okay. And then you can, if you have this kind, replace if I want a template that it is already ready-made. And you can write here and you can change everything. So if you like this template, for example, let's say, you can use and just write and add different things. If you want to create something of your own, you can add this, for example, you can change it. But the most important thing is that you also can add in this infographic, you can also add video. So you can make it also as interactive, let's say more not so static infographic. But it is easy to use. You can use and you can add more pages, and you can preview it, and you can download it or save it. So if I save it here, for example, I save it, okay, I can preview it, and I can, if I want, one moment, I want to show this to you. Okay, and I can download it if I want, or if I want to share it. So here it is. If I want the shareable link, this is something that it is important, but you can see what I like a lot is that you can do whatever you want easily, but you can also share. You can take this link, you can copy, and you can just share what you have done. And this is, I think, very, very interesting. But I don't know if you have any comments. It's like Canvas, says Katerina, or Glogster. Yes, yes, exactly. But I really like that you can, you know, add people, add text, add images. You can do so many things, and you can be really creative, and your students can do it also. Okay, I finished with it, and I go back here to Toonie tool. I open this. It is another tool. I really like this one because it is also for children, because it is comics, but our university students also like comics. So it's an online cartoon comic creator. It has a very nice, simple interface, as I told you. You don't need even to register in this case. You just go to this address. Okay. Okay. You just go to this address. You see, you can just click on the different, let's say here, aspects, backgrounds, characters, bubbles. So you can add in this template whatever you want. And then you can download, you can mail it, you can print it, you can add your characters. And it's really nice because you can add also the bubbles, as you see here. Props are different, let's say, as you see here, different articles that you can also create. And I will show you also a text. Here it is one. Here it is an example. Isn't it beautiful? I feel that at least from what I have seen with my students, they really like this one because they can create very comics that they are very clever, and they enjoy doing it. So I'm going here, I'm clicking. So it is very fascinating, motivating also for students of of primary school, because my colleagues that I work with that work at school, they have used it and they really liked it with their students. So if you go to this one, I'm just open it. I want to open it. Momento. I'm just putting it here. Okay. Okay, there is the one that I showed you before. It's the classic tool here. Okay, there are two different ways to work with. So if you see here, where do you want us to go? Let's go to Paris, just to be romantic there. Okay, let's put some characters in. Okay, here, the lady. Okay, I see a proposal coming, as you understand. Okay, I put it somewhere here. Let's put some bubbles. Okay. Not this one. I don't want this one. I want this one because it makes sense. So here you can write what the guy is saying to the lady, as you see here. And then props. We can have some props here as well. It's too big. So yep, like this. And then we have the drinks somewhere here. And as you see here, we have done something. We can have a text like it can be a proposal day in Paris. Let's see, whatever. Okay. So as you see, you can write and you can create something easily. And this can be something that your students can do or you can do, and then you can download, you can share it. And save this cartoon online. Close now. What I wanted to show to you is that it is really important, is that you can do, that you can create it, you can create more than one, and they can be in a row. I will go and I will show you this one moment. Okay. One moment to show you this online. Okay. I'm going back to the one that it was 22 momento. This one, because, okay. This one, it is the one that I showed you before, it is the classic tool, but you have also this one that it is a little bit different, but it's also very nice, where you can change background. You see here, there are different, more or less it is the same. It gives you the option to choose between different things. Set background color, set background image. You can choose an image. Okay. The setting, it can be, you see here, you have more possibilities here in a class. Okay, I have the classroom here. The people are these people, but I can change them if I want. If I want to delete objects and people here, I can delete them. I can add other people, animals, if I want, objects, if I want. I can search for different objects again, so I can make something that I want. Okay. And also we have here again speech bubbles and texts and all that. As we said before, let me add also a person here. Okay. Okay. And then as you see here with plus, you can add new frame or duplicate your frame. So you can have a story. Let's say below, I need one more. And I also can add what I want. Okay. But the point is that you can create this and then one moment. Okay. When I finish with that and I want to share it again, I can share. You can see, I don't know if you can see it here, but here on the right, you can see the different frames.
We can see it.
Okay. Okay. So you can have, let's say, a comic that can have 5 or 4 in a row. And then all of it can be presented as a picture, if you like. So it can be a story that is moving, something like this. But I think you can when it says duplicate, it is very good because you can just follow a story without having to create it again and again. You just duplicate. So I can, okay, nice. Okay, below another one. Okay. So more or less you can see here I have this, and you can create your own story. You can have more and more, and that's it. And then in the end you can, one moment, we can share it. I have also one moment here. Okay. Okay. I don't know if you have any questions, if you know this, but generally speaking, it is something really easy to use. And I don't know, I see here. Okay. Any questions? No. Okay, so what we're going to do now, if you would like to do, is to try to work in groups. You can just create something all together. You can discuss. You can. I'm just giving you. Okay, this is the activity. Anyway, what I wanted to tell you in order to close our session is that you can find all the information here that we have. You can explore a little bit the guides and play and with the other tools that are also, you can find guides also for more tools than those two that we worked with. You know, in order to understand what is the Webquest activity, it is good to try to create your own. So the template, I hope that will help you create your own Webquest activity. And why not, you know, try it also in your classroom, implement it, and you will see that you will, I think that you will like it a lot. And if you have the possibility also to share it with other colleagues, it would be wonderful, because it's so nice to be able to share our work together. It saves time, energy, and gives us always motivation, you know, to keep going, because we join our creativity. This is an important thing. So it was great to see you all here. Thank you very much. I have also here, one moment. You can find also the post activity that it is the evaluation form. So here it is. Yes, Francesca, I believe it. And we always, you know, have, we need to be able to be creative. So this is a form where you can just provide us feedback for this session. I think that I would like even 30 minutes more in order to work more, and you have to have more time on this. But if you create something, if you like it and you want to, you know, to do something, to create something and to share it also during the week, it would be wonderful. So even an infographic, I don't know. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope you enjoy it.